My beloved spiritual warriors, I hope you're having a good week thus far. Today, I want to speak to you about the power of silence. The power of silence. Many of you, unfortunately, fail to understand that even though your intentions might be great, might be sincere, doesn't necessarily mean that everyone that surrounds you feels the same way. It is important for you to understand that you have powerful tools within your hands to be able to overcome the setbacks, the obstacles, the roadblocks that are in your path that impedes the ability for you to be able to achieve your greatest goods, and that is silence. Silence. Spirit wants me to tell you today that your biggest tool, your most powerful tool is silence, meaning, blatantly put, keep your mouth shut. Keep it shut. Some people, believe it or not, some people have such a negative ability. I know it's two words that maybe in our heads don't coincide and shouldn't belong on the same side of the street, but trust me, they do. You could have an ability for good and you can have an ability for bad. You can have an ability for positive things and you can have an ability for negative things. Ability doesn't really distinguish between good and bad. So therefore, some people have the ability to sour things, to make things go bitter, to step over your plans, to, cut your growth halfway short. Why? Because your mouth, I don't know who this message is for, but your mouth is too big. I know you come from a safe space. I know you come at it from a good heart. I know you come at it from excitement. But guess what? What you are proud of, what you are excited about, others hate. Others want to step all over. Others want to imitate. Others wants to really, they wish for you to not have the blessings that you have. Isn't it funny that at times we feel that we're going in the right direction, we're doing great, we're doing good, and all of a sudden everything just comes to a complete stop and we don't even understand why. I had it all together. Everything was set to go. Everything was blessed. Everything was set to go the way my inner spirit, the way God told me it would be, the way my ancestors told me it was supposed to play out. I don't understand why all of a sudden my idea, my plan, my goal, my desire, my wish has been completely stopped. It went dead. It went silent. It went dormant. It's because at times you share too much. You share too much with too many people. We live in a society, we live in a day and age where people have such a need to show off what they have, to show off what they have acquired, to show off, their partner, to show off their big house, to show off their car, to show off the office, to showcase everything that they have, thinking that everyone is going to be happy with them, thinking that everyone is going to be on their side, thinking that everyone is going to support them, thinking that everyone is going to applaud you. No, they are not. Now, it's kind of screwed up, right? Because should we really listen to me? I hope this message makes sense to somebody. Does this really mean that I have to be living a life of secrecy? Does this mean that everything that I do that I feel so happy about and I just sincerely want to share it with the world, does it mean that I just have to keep my mouth shut? For some of you, the answer is yes. For some of you, the answer is yes. Why? Why some of you and why this message does not apply to everybody? Well, I'll tell you why. Some people have a very thick, strong backbone. And what I mean by this is they are so protected that even though there is no such thing as perfection, and even though no one is truly 100% exempt from catastrophe, from setbacks, from trials and tribulations, some of them are able to really go through the fire. And even though they go through fire, they don't make anything of it, and they really stand back up on their feet like that quickly. But for the many others that don't, for the many others that have vulnerable energy fields, meaning that you are so vulnerable to negative energy, you're so vulnerable to people's negative ill tons, you're so vulnerable to people's vibration, you're a sponge, you pick up a lot on people's vibrations. You cannot afford to put all your stuff out there because your negative so-called friends, your negative enemies will step all over your plans. Some people, back in the day, let me give you a little history. At least this is, I don't know if it applies to other traditions and walks of faith, but let me tell you something. In my walk of faith, I remember when I was very young, maybe in my teens, 19, 15, 16 years old, I used to hear old ladies, old elders, within my tradition, within my spiritual path. And I used to hear them say sometimes, esa tiene vista que tumban coco. It's a Spanish saying, right? You can't really translate it exactly verbatimly into English, but it's something like, if I translate it verbatimly, it means, you see that one right there? She has eyes that drops coconuts off the palm tree. It means that, symbolically speaking, metaphorically speaking, the person's eyes, not the physical eyes, of course, but their vision is so powerful, so intense, that they can really make things happen just by laying their eyes on things. Some people have the ability to lay their eyes on situations, on people, on places, and make things happen, whether for good or for bad. In this case, for the purposes of this video, how Spirit gave it to me when I went out today for my walk, and this thought, this message came to me, and Spirit said that I needed to share it with you, my spiritual warriors, because some of you are working really hard to achieve certain things in life. Some of you have been working super, super hard to be able to reach a certain level of your life, and you cannot afford anymore. You can't afford another loss. You can't afford another setback. You can't afford another low blow. You cannot afford it. Your emotions can't afford it. Your mental sanity cannot afford it. Your peace of mind can't afford it. Some of you have been waiting your whole entire life. This message probably goes out more to those people. Some of you have been waiting your whole entire life to make things happen. To make it happen, and you're tired of waiting. You're tired of crying yourself to sleep at night. You're tired of standing by and seeing other people grow while you still stay low. You are tired of waiting. Could it be that each and every time something new comes into your mind, you have this need to share it with everyone around you? Sadly said, I know this is hard for some of you, and don't kill the messenger here, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Sometimes it's not even the next door neighbor. Sometimes it's not even the coworker, which she's already envious anyway. Sometimes it's not even, a so-called friend that you knew and she hates you or he hates you or dislikes you or is jealous of you or envious of you. Sometimes, sadly said, my beloved spiritual warriors, sometimes is your own blood. Sometimes it's your own family. Sometimes it's your own brother, your own sister. Sometimes it's your own parent. Even though it's so abominable to be in my mind, it's so unimaginable to be in my head. It's inconceivable that a parent would be jealous of a child, of his or her child. And I'm not talking child in terms of little baby, but I'm talking as to their adult child, because no matter how old we are, we will still be our parents' child. It is totally, I can't even wrap my head around how or why a parent would be jealous of his or her own kid. I can't get that. But my spiritual self does understand that, because I've read for many of those people throughout my life. I've had those people sitting in front of me. I've had those clients sitting in front of me with their mothers, and I've had to set mothers straight, and I've had to set fathers straight, and I've had to really shed light into that parent's life and say your deal is that you are jealous of your own daughter because she's been able to do what you couldn't do at her age. And those things sadly does exist. So therefore, if sometimes family, your own blood, can be jealous of you, what makes you think that your coworker, your next door neighbor, the person that you just met last week, your so-called friend, the acquaintances that you have around you, all these hanging buddies and all these hanging sisters and all these, girlfriends that you have, what makes you think that they don't feel jealous of the thing over your God-given blessings? That's why Spirit says, keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut when you are on the way of building something new. Keep your mouth shut when you are about to open a new business. Keep your mouth shut when you are about to buy a new home. Keep your mouth shut about the plans that you and your husband have about having a baby. Keep your mouth shut of your upcoming marriage. Keep your mouth shut so that the envious people with very heavy eyes and minds, around you, don't sour, don't bitter what is naturally so beautiful. Because unfortunately, yes, whether there's too much love, where there's too much positive energy, there could be equally a negative vibration that can knock it off. And that's sad to say, but it's the truth. And this only occurs when your own personal vibration is weak. When your own spiritual protective walls are not high enough, when you are not really in the right vibration with your own spirituality, with your own energy, with your own divine source to protect you. But if you know that you are a vulnerable person, that each time someone wishes bad on you, it gets to you, it causes some kind of setback, then you know you need to keep your mouth shut. Some of you just talk too much. And that's why things are not happening. It's not that God is not listening to your prayers. It's not that Spirit is not listening to you and protecting you. It's not that your ancestors has forgotten about you. It's not that Orisha is not on your side. It's the fact that you have too much of a big mouth and don't know how to keep it shut. You talk about your car you wanted to buy and now the deal went down. Out. You talked about the house you wanted to buy and now the loan has been set back or the loan hasn't been approved yet, even though last week the loan officer said it was all green light, it was all a go. But now all of a sudden, after you posted it, after you shared it with God knows who, now all of a sudden you get this call from your loan officers and says the loan has not been approved yet. We have a setback. You talk about wanting to have a baby and now it's hard for you to get pregnant. I wonder why. And you talk about how you found a new spot for your new business, and now the future landlord changed his mind about renting this spot for you. You talked about the divorce being finalized, and now your ex-husband or your ex-wife changed his mind or her mind, and all the agreement that you all had together at the mediation, now he or she wants to go to court. Maybe because you celebrated too much the divorce being finalized when it wasn't really finalized. So therefore, you talk too much. You talked about how happy you are at work, and now all of a sudden your boss gets on your nerve, and your boss starts to harass you, and your boss starts to get be mean and getting on your case over stupid little things. Stop talking out about your stuff. You showcase your new boyfriend all over social media, and now all of a sudden you have stupid arguments with him that make absolutely no sense. You started talking about the business plans that you have, and all of a sudden, now your competition that heard you because you talked about it, because you posted it, or you shared it with God knows who, is copying your copycat, is copying your idea and beat you to the punch. You showcase your car, your brand new car, all over social media. Look at me, I got my new car. Oh, I got my new car. And then a week later, you got into a crash. And you crash your new car. How about that? You showcase your new house. I got the keys to my house. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I got the keys to my house. You put it all over Facebook, and you put it all over Instagram, and you put it all over everywhere. And all of a sudden, now you don't really feel as happy in your house like you used to. Now, all of a sudden, you feel, I don't know, like doesn't sit well with you, this place. Or now all of a sudden you start having so many different arguments and discomforts and situations with the people that you live with. Keep your mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut. It'll do you a service. Sometimes for some of you, we need to talk about things when it's already in your hand, not before then. If things are not solid, if you don't have that key yet, if those papers are not signed yet, you should keep your mouth shut about it. Don't expose it to the world. And then after you have your business, after you have that new car, after you are already pregnant, be selective. Be selective as to whom you choose to share your information with. You know why some of you have such a huge need to put stuff all over social media? Because this is only a reflection as to how needy you are of attention, as to how needy you are of validation, as to how needy you are of somebody to tell you, good job, you did good, but that's not what you get. You may have 100 likes, but out of those 100 likes, 50 of them are cursing it because they wish they would do what you were able to do. Another 20 are hating on you because they really don't even like you. Don't let those likes fool you. They really don't like you as much as it might seem. And even when they hit like, they're still criticizing you. Oh, look at her, she thinks she's all that. Oh, look at him, he's so arrogant. Oh, look at him, oh, he thinks he knows all that, and he thinks he's this, and he thinks he's that. Trust me. Trust me. I know. Be selective as to who and whom and where and how you choose to share your information. Because at the end of the day, beloved, yeah, it might feel good to showcase your stuff, but none of those people are going to help you maintain it. None of those people are going to help you pay that rent, that mortgage. None of those people are going to help you come up with new creative ideas for your business. None of you are going to help you maintain that car note. So who the hell cares? You are the one that should care. You are the one that needs to enjoy it. The immediate people that are around you, if they deserve it, if they even show support of you, are the ones that you need to share it with. Some things are better not showcased, especially if you're one of the ones that have been waiting for a long time to achieve certain things. Some of you have been waiting for a long time to be a married, happy woman. Some of you have been waiting a long time to have your first child. Some of you have been waiting a long time to own your business. Some of you have been waiting a long time to get that master's degree. Some of you have been waiting a long time to get that new position at work. Don't showcase it to the world, because everybody's not going to be happy for you. Everyone is not going to be happy for you. And remember that some of you have true haters that truly wish the worst for you. So while you're showcasing your new boyfriend, while you're showcasing your new happiness, you have that hater, and Jasmine is over there, snooping and harassing your page. Oh, look at her. Oh, she got a new car. Who is that she's dating now? Oh, look at her. Well, you have over there, you just, moved into your new house, but then you forget that you had this true hater, and all of a sudden Natalie is on there, okay, looking at all your stuff, okay? You want to showcase your boyfriend, but now you have Cindy looking at all, your new boyfriend, who was actually his ex-girlfriend, hating on your new relationship that you deserve. Be cautious. Be cautious how you showcase your happiness, so it doesn't flip around and becomes your worst experience. I hope you like this video. Hit like, share it, tag your friends. leave a comment, and I'll see you soon. Many blessings to each and every one of you. This is Spiritual Dr. Afi.